Hi Mohammed, how are you? Let's get started so you can start asking your questions and then I can answer all of them one by one. Sir, how are you? I'm doing good. I just came back to India, so yeah, I feel better. How are you, Mohammed? Hi Vansh, hello, how are you? Uh, I'm gonna answer all of your questions for the next 30 minutes, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start discussing the community project that we have to build. So that's the plan for today. आयुष गुप्ता सेज भैया मैं वेब डेवलपमेंट सीख रहा हूँ, रिएक्ट के प्रोजेक्ट ट्यूटोरियल देखकर बन जाते हैं बट खुद से बनाने में तो ब्लैंक हो जाता हूँ. यार दिस इज़ यूजुअली व्हेन यू आर नॉट वेरी फ्लुएंट विद द बेसिक्स. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से you don't know how to define a hook, or let's say you don't know how to use effect, right? So that's when things like these happens. So once you're clear with the basics, I don't think this should happen, and the only way to fix that is build more and more projects. I've also set up the community project last night, so it has all the boilerplate code. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start discussing the project in, let's say, 20 to 30 minutes from now, and then I'm gonna lay down the plan on how we should build it. So yeah, once just cloned your repo and setting up work OS there. Okay, that's good. There is one more thing that I was planning on doing. I was thinking that is it if it's better if we, just integrate. My voice is little low. I can probably come a little closer. I'm not using my mic. I don't even know where it is. It's been a while since I've used it. Okay, but yeah, what I was saying was, what I'm gonna do is, what we can do is instead of using WorkOS, we can take this project in the direction of blockchain as well if people are interested. Dinesh says, sir, your voice is a little low. I hope it's better now. I'm gonna speak a little louder. Also, I've come slightly closer to the laptop, so it should be better. आयुष says, इंटरव्यू के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से क्या क्या टॉपिक्स आने चाहिए पार्ट ऑफ डीएसए. यार डीएसए एंड रिएक्ट आर टू डिफरेंट थिंग्स, राइट? आई डोंट थिंक रिएक्ट से रिलेटेड कुछ भी होगा जो डीएसए में ओवरलैप करता होगा, बट यूजुअली यू शुड नो द बेसिक्स. इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डीएसए, आपको stack, queues, linked list, arrays, bit of graphs and trees ही आने चाहिए. And if you're talking about react, तो react ये hooks जो होते हैं, use effect, use memo, use callback, use ref, ये क्या हैं, how does react work, unidirectional है, और props वगैरह कैसे डील करता है react, ये सब आना चाहिए. मोहम्मद फैजल से, सर मैंने 3 वीक्स हो गए हैं जेएस सीख रहा हूँ, सारा कॉन्सेप्ट सीखा है और 7 स्मॉल प्रोजेक्ट भी बनाए हैं और अब रिएक्ट स्टार्ट किया है. उसमें यूज स्टेट यूज इफेक्ट का क्या राइट पाथ है? हाँ, हुक्स वगैरह पढ़ो एंड ये सब हुक्स के बारे में पढ़ो, रिएक्ट के बारे में पढ़ो कि हाउ डज रेंडरिंग वर्क्स एंड व्हाट्स द वे टू ऑप्टिमाइज रेंडरिंग. सो ये सब चीज़ें पढ़ो. One says, one more doubt. We were supposed to use bun instead of pnpm. Yeah, I ended up using pnpm. There were some issues that I was facing with bun, so I decided that let's use pnpm. मोहम्मद फैजल says, मैं डेली का 7 to 8 आवर्स कोडिंग ही कर रहा हूँ. आप मुझे कोई ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट बता दें जिससे मैं हायर हो सकूँ, मतलब वो मैं कंप्लीट करूँ तो हायर हो सकूँ. डिफ़िकल्ट हो जाए मैं मेहनत कर लूँगा. Okay, here a community project is one good project. If you work on it, you'll be in a good spot to get hired. So I'm gonna explain the project in a bit. Ayush says, बैकएंड सीखने में क्या क्या टॉपिक्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं जो स्किप नहीं कर सकते हैं, जिन्हें पढ़ना कंपलसरी है? यार देखो, पहले तो आई विल रिकमेंड वन थिंग, इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग बोथ फ्रंट एंड एंड बैक एंड, पहले एक चीज़ अच्छे से करो. अभी यू वर डिस्कसिंग अबाउट लर्निंग रिएक्ट, बट आई वोंट रिकमेंड डूइंग बोथ, क्योंकि जब दो चीज़ें करोगे दोनों ढंग से नहीं कर पाओगे. तो व्हाट आई विल से इज फोकस ऑन रिएक्ट और सम बैक एंड फ्रेमवर्क फर्स्ट एंड देन हॉप ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट. अभी दोनों चीज़ें लेके बैठ जाओगे तो बड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा, फिर नहीं हो पाएगा. once is noted. So yeah, uh, I'm gonna wait for another 4ish minutes. If I don't get a lot of questions, I'm gonna just start. I'm gonna start with the community project. Mm, how about building chess engine plus game in vanilla JS or React JS? That's also a good thing. What's the tech stack? Tech stack is there'll be React on the front end. If you guys want and you're interested in pursuing it in the scope of blockchain, then we can do smart contracts on, let's say, any network slash chain. We can do it on Base, we can do it on Polygon. For the backend, we're gonna use simply TypeScript, Node.js. Database में we can use Postgres वगैरह, Postgres or uh, MongoDB if you're interested. But yeah, we'll have to scope it out. मोहम्मद फैज़ल से सर, क्या आप जब हम सीख जाएं तो आप जॉब में हेल्प करेंगे? हाँ यार, आई कैन गेट यू हायर्ड समवेयर, बट द बॉटम लाइन फॉर दैट इज़ यू हैव टू बी रियली स्किल्ड. लाइक अभी भी आई नीड टू हेल्प अ फ्यू कंपनीज हायर अ फ्यू फोक्स. उनको बैक एंड के लिए भी चाहिए, फ्रंट एंड के लिए भी चाहिए, बट द रिक्वायरमेंट इज़ दे वांट फोक्स हु आर रियली स्किल्ड. And मतलब even on the bare minimum they are paying you like 50-ish. So 50-ish is how much? 43-44 lakhs. So it's like good money. Then Ayush says, भैया थोड़ा रेफरल समझा दो, क्या होता है, कैसे लेते हैं रेफरल? यार रेफरल इज, लेट्स से इफ आई एम वर्किंग इन गूगल एंड यू वांट टू गेट हायर्ड इन गूगल, you'll ask me कि यार मेरे को रेफ़र कर दो गूगल में फॉर अ जॉब. एंड so how it works is you will reach out to me over LinkedIn or over email or however you're connected with me, and then you're gonna tell me that hey, like this is the job profile that I'm interested in, and मेरी profile ये है, this is what I've done, this is the sort of companies I've worked with, these are the projects that I've built, and can you please refer me for this position. So there are two really important things. You have to give them details, किस पोजीशन के लिए कर रहे हो, व्हाट्स योर स्किल सेट एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, एंड देन यू हैव टू बी हम्बल. यू कांट बी आस्किंग फॉर रेफरल्स विदाउट बीइंग हम्बल. देन वन सेज फॉर पोस्टग्रेस कैन वी गो विद प्रिज्मा एज एन ORM? हाँ यार, वी कैन डू दैट. दैट्स नॉट अ बिग इशू, वी कैन डू दैट. Okay, any other questions, or else we can get started with the community project. Okay, I guess I should get started. Okay, okay, hi, remember me. I think I do, but a little more context would be helpful. But yeah, अभी मैं एक बार कम्युनिटी प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में बात कर लेता हूँ, ठीक है? सो व्हाट आई वांट टू डू विद द कम्युनिटी प्रोजेक्ट इज, for example, what I want to do is people should be able to register on this platform, and then we're gonna put them in different buckets. Like you can assign yourself a role. You can be a college student, college slash school student, whatever you want to classify as, and then you can be a fresher, you can be an experienced professional, and then on the basis of your level we're gonna give you certain number of points slash tokens if we want to do it in Web3. And then what you can do is you can use, for example, let's say Muhammad Faisal asked this question, that in the case of React, what are the skills that you should know. So what he can do is he can post this question in our community. He can put up certain number of points on this, that hey, like if you answer this question for me, I'm gonna give you like let's say 10 points, okay. And then whoever answers this question, and Muhammad Faisal says that hey, this is the right one, we're gonna give them like 10 points. Not me, but Muhammad is going to give him 10 points from his own wallet or account. And then the guy who gets the points, they can accumulate these points in order to book a one-on-one session with me or with some of my really successful corporate friends. So I have friends who are doing like a really good job in big tech companies like Google. They're doing they're working in companies like Allen Digital. So I have a lot of friends who are in different companies at like really senior levels, and they're really killing it over there. So what you can do is you can use those points to book a call with them, to seek mentorship from them. So the way I envision this is, you can also submit your projects. For example, let's say you're learning React. So what you can do is you can build projects, and then you can post these projects in community. And once these, so let's call these experienced professionals, let's say masters or something like that. Let's give them a word. Let's say they are champions. And once you post a project and these champions upvote it, or do something like that, or they interact with it, you're gonna get some points. So this kind of, so this incentivizes you in order to build more projects and share it with the community, so that you get your projects get upvoted, and you get more points. So the idea behind this whole thing is to make sure every, like, seeking mentorship is more reachable and achievable. Because right now what happens is, if you want to seek mentorship, there are platforms like Topmate, but they charge you money, so it's tough to seek mentorship from over there. So I want to build a platform where you can do it for free, and you yourself feel incentivized to help others, and help others. So yeah, that's the goal. And do you have any questions about this? Meanwhile, I'm gonna start answering questions. मोहम्मद फैज़ल से, सर आप रिएक्ट को कौन सा स्किल्स देखते हो डिफ़िकल्टी, मतलब या चीज़ें आनी चाहिए? यार मतलब बेसिक्स तो अच्छे से आनी चाहिए. हाउ रिएक्ट वर्क्स, वर्चुअल डॉम क्या है, एंड व्हाट आर द थिंग्स रिलेटेड टू वर्चुअल डॉम. रियल डॉम में चेंजेस क्यों नहीं करते हम? अगर वो एक्सपेंसिव है तो क्या एग्जैक्टली ऐसी चीज़ है जो एक्सपेंसिव बनाती है, राइट? स्टेट्स कैसे री रेंडर होती हैं, रेंडरिंग प्रोसेस क्या है, ठीक है? हुक्स कैसे यूज़ करने हैं, कब क्या यूज़ करना है, ठीक है? जो रेंडरिंग साइकिल है वो ट्री को कैसे अफेक्ट करती है. सो यू शुड नो ऑल दीज थिंग्स. आयुष से, रिएक्ट को मास्टर करने के लिए कौन कौन से प्रोजेक्ट बनाऊँ? इंटरमीडिएट आता है रिएक्ट मुझे. यार देर आर मल्टीपल प्रोजेक्ट्स दैट यू कैन बिल्ड. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल, ये जो कम्युनिटी प्रोजेक्ट बना रहे हैं, दिस इज़ ऑल्सो गोइंग टू बी अ slightly challenging and yet a good learning experience for all of you. So if you guys build this, I think this will also be a good test of your React skills. So you can do this. Plus I can share some more examples. For example, if you really want to go to the advanced level, try to build up some custom hooks like use previous. Maybe let's say try to build some implementation of use effect and stuff like that. Okay. Do we have more questions coming in? Maybe let's say can you also tell the structure of the project, like routes, pages, backend, JWT? See here, I just set up a bare bones of the project, where you will see the API SDK, you will see the types, you will see the UI kit where you can put up your components. But अभी मैंने authentication वगैरह setup नहीं किया. So that's something you guys can work on, right? and yeah, that's one way of doing it. देन सर ये जो आपने पॉइंट्स की बात की है, क्या ये पॉइंट्स पहले कोई बाय करेगा या फिर उसका वॉलेट में होगा एंड वो क्वेश्चन कर सकता है एंड जब पे रिप्लाई आएगा ठीक करेगा यू डिटेक्ट. यार देखो इसका हाउ दिस विल वर्क इज़ once you register you get certain number of points, and then once you submit projects or let's say you take quizzes, we're gonna also post some daily quizzes, and once you take those quiz and you answer questions correctly, we're gonna award you some points. Then you can use these points to ask questions or let's say ask your doubts. Once someone helps you out and you upvote that yes, this guy helped me out, you will award them points. Okay. And so it's a mutual thing, right? They help you out and then you confirm that yes, what this guy did helped me out. So that is how we deduct the points. About the blockchain bit, can you explain that? Your blockchain ko leke, what I was thinking was you come onto the platform, we're going to use some wallet kit like Rainbow Kit or Wallet Connect or MetaMask. So once you come onto the platform, you're gonna link your wallet. We're gonna check if we already have your account or not. If we don't have your account, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you certain tokens. Okay, that hey, like this is the details. I am a fresher and this is my wallet, and then we're gonna transfer let's say 50 tokens or 100 tokens to your wallet, and then whenever you ask a question, you're gonna sign a transaction that locks up these tokens in a smart contract. And once you confirm that someone was able to help you out, we're gonna transfer these tokens to their wallet, and then they can use these tokens to book a session with me or my friends, and then we're gonna deduct those tokens from their wallet. So this is how I'm planning to envision this. UV says, I learned DSA by sheet, made notes, revised my notes, deep dived into every DSA topic. Also used AI to understand in between the lines how to do the same thing for WebD since it's very long. Yeah, it is web. For example, DSA is like not that not that I would say वो खुद में इतना बड़ा नहीं है. Like it's very compact, while React and web development in itself encompasses a lot of stuff. So what you have to do is you have to take one topic at a time, understand it completely, and then move on to the next. So this is, I guess, the best way of going about it. Like अगर आप सोचो, so what you do is you just list down the topics. HTML में ये पढ़ना है, CSS में ये पढ़ना है, JavaScript में ये पढ़ना है, and then you start doing one by one. So yeah, focus on HTML, CSS, JavaScript first. Once that's done, then you go over to something like React or Vue or framework of your choice. Then Mohammad Faisal says, sir, suggest a similar website which is same as like community project or similar project which website gives same services like this. यार मतलब I don't know कौन सी ऐसी websites हैं. There must be some websites who are currently doing this, but the reason why I didn't go to these websites was because I wanted to come up with a project जहाँ पे you guys work on it and you get to learn from it. So that was the idea. So if you guys work on this project, you'll get to learn about how to write clean code. I am also going to commit some X number of hours every week to review all your codes, to all the code that you guys commit, and then I'm gonna share my feedback that this is how you should have done it and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I didn't look into any other competing platforms which are doing something similar. UV says WebD के लिए notes बनाऊँ. Yeah, although WebD is something that you should practice more instead of making notes, because that's gonna help you more instead of just writing down okay, this is how things work. So I would say instead of making notes, just focus on building stuff. Any other questions? And all the folks who are interested in contributing to this community project, please drop me your names in the Discord chat or over here. I'm gonna add you to our GitHub repo, and you can start uh, you know contributing. What I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna try allocating some time this week to create a video about the community project, like what the project is going to be about, what's the goal of the project, and then I'm gonna post it on YouTube, because I'm pretty sure people are going to lose this bit of information here in the YouTube live. I'm bad at naming variables. Yeah, that's really important. It's really important that you name the variables correctly. Otherwise, it's hard for anyone to understand like what this variable does. For example, if you're working on, let's say, a chat app, and you name the variables as ABCD, it's tough for you to know like what A does, what B does, what C does, and what D does. But if you name them as message, sender ID, timestamp, and let's say conversation ID, then it's easier for you to interpret like what each variable does. So should I keep doing workvoice, or blockchain wallet is going to be the final one? Yeah, that's something that you guys get to decide. Like, I'm fine doing it on both. Like, you can do it on blockchain, you can do it on workvoice. I don't think it's going to be a vast difference when you do it one way or the other. The only thing is, when you do it on blockchain, you're gonna get more visibility on what's happening, like who got how many tokens and stuff like that. When you do it on you know web 2, then transparency is one issue. Like, people are going to complain that why I only got 50, and maybe they'll accuse me that some other folks are getting 200 tokens and stuff like that. Plus I think what's also easier is you can easily track your wallet and your you know uh, transactions. That, okay, I had 50 tokens, I gave 10 tokens on this particular transaction on this particular day, I gave 20 tokens on this particular day. So that'll be easier to track with web3. I've already added a bunch of folks in the internal project channel. Once you guys are uh, once you guys are interested, I'm gonna start adding more details. I'll lay out a software review document where I'm gonna list down all the features that we need. I'm gonna lay down all the phase wise map, that okay, for v0 we need these features, for v1 we need these, something like that. And I'm gonna also lay down some information about the tech stack. Should we learn Solidify Rust to integrate web3? I mean, it's up to you. If you're interested, you should learn it. If you don't want to learn it, there is no hard and fast rule. Like, you can still do a lot of backend stuff. For example, we'll still have to add bunch of information about users, and what are the posts that they add. For example, let's say if someone uploads their project, we upload that project to S3, link it to a post, and post it to the community. So there is still a lot of stuff that you can do on the web2 side. If you're interested in learning web3, then yeah, that's a great opportunity for you. Okay, any more questions? I think the pace of questions has slowed down vastly, so we can probably. Mohammed Saroop says, please suggest some resources to learn Web3. Blog, YouTube video, blog post, could be anything. Yeah, I'm gonna share some YouTube channels. Whiteboard Crypto. पहले आप इसी चैनल को थोड़ा सा पढ़ लो. It has great content about Web3. So you can learn about Web3 from over here. But what I would recommend is first focus on Web2 stuff first. पहले रिएक्ट सीख लो, थोड़ा सा नोट जेएस वगैरह पे कर लो इफ़ यू आर इनटू बैक एंड देन गो ओवर टू वेब 3. Directly jumping into web 3 is not a good suggestion. It's not a good idea. Any other questions? Let me write down the talk for the community project. Quick one says, should we design a good landing page and divert based on experience? You can do that, or you can do that on the register page itself. So on the register page, how I envision this is, you enter your first name, last name, you enter your email, you enter your phone number. Phone number is optional, and then you select your experience, whether you're a student, whether you're a fresher, whether you're a job seeker, or whether you're a experienced professional, and on the basis of that we allocate you some points. We might also ask you to add your LinkedIn, but yeah, we can worry about the verification later, because people might try to abuse it, that even though they are experienced professionals, just to gain some more points they register themselves as freshers, or let's say students. But that's not something that's a really big concern for us. What's a bigger concern for us is make sure we have enough experienced professionals who can let's say help out their peers. Any other questions, guys? So I'm gonna add the details about the community project on this URL. So if you wanna keep up with that, you can follow this URL. Community project design doc. So yeah, you can read about the community project over here. Okay guys, I guess we're not getting any more questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call off this Q&A session in next 5 minutes. If you have any more questions, you can ask them in the YouTube chat. I'm gonna make sure to answer them. But yeah, if you don't have any more questions, then सर इस प्रोजेक्ट की डेडलाइन क्या है, और क्या ये सब ये सेपरेट बिल्ड करना है? नहीं यार, you don't have to build it separately. So it's going to be one big project. I'm gonna break it down in terms of GitHub issues. So whoever wants to contribute to whichever issues, you can just assign that issue to yourself, fork a PR, write your code, submit a pull request, and then we're gonna merge it. That's how you contribute. You don't have to build the entire project end to end yourself. So it should be a collective effort. Saurabh Kumar says, Bhaiya, I'm final year BCA student looking for opportunity in full stack development. Okay, let's do one thing. Is Golang worth learning for a fresher? I would say, not right now, not in the current market. I would say go for Python. That's where you find more opportunities, especially for freshers, where you have grave scarcity of opportunities these days. I think you should go with Python. For Saurabh, let's do one thing. Let's have you contribute to the community project. I'm gonna assess your skills over there, and then I can connect you to some opportunities. uh, any more questions? uh, for how long are you in India? Yes, I haven't decided yet. I am supposed to go to Dubai on morning of 29th, but I think I'm too lazy. I might not go there. But yeah, I'm not sure. I might go there, I may not. There is a conference happening in Dubai, Token 2049. I already bought the tickets and everything, but I am really tired. I still feel jet lagged. I came from US, I immediately had to go to Hong Kong, so I haven't rested a bit. So, but yeah, I will most likely be in India for another 10ish days. But yeah, I'm gonna leave India by, let's say, next to next weekend, most likely. Any other questions? Okay, guys, I'm gonna call this off now. So yeah, let's revisit whatever we spoke about. For the community project, I'm gonna create this design doc. I'm gonna write down what the you know theme of the platform is, what are we trying to build, what are the features we need, and which feature goes into which phase. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create two different flows, one for web3, one for web2. I'm more inclined to go towards the web3 option because that's where you guys can learn a lot more, right? And then I'm gonna start creating some issues in the GitHub repo. For all those who are interested, make sure you drop in your GitHub usernames. I'm gonna add you to the GitHub repo, and we're gonna sync up about it again. Also, feel free to join the Discord and ask me any questions if you have about the community project or anything else in general. And yeah, let's keep in touch. Okay, see you guys. Take care. See you next week.